Hello,
Hi, how are you?
good and you?
I'm well, thanks.
I hope amakunda nangeke aphume today.
Semina qashile.
Yeah, it's okay. But you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a bit tired. I I ran yesterday and today I did a circuit training with running. Yo, my legs. But
You should
I'm good.
invite me next time. You should invite me next time to come train.
Mm, mm. I'll invite you when I'm size 32 and I'm fit. Not now, sorry. I don't want I don't want visitors. I'm not ready.
Why do it? Why do it? I
Not
also need the fitness.
yeah,
I
no,
also
not
need the
now.
fitness.
When I look at fitness, you're gonna find it in just 2, 3 sessions. You are good. I mean, I'm nine
Sure.
months behind.
I'm very, very lazy to go and train. But hopefully, after the first, I'll do something because I can't wake up
Yeah,
from 6 till 9. Nah, I mean, I'm still sleeping at that time.
that's the thing. I also enjoy that. I don't have to wake up very early in the morning, and a struggle. So kuvuka kuyabanda, yeah, still. No, I train at my own time.
Yeah, at
So
least
at
you
least
get big space.
yeah, kule lockdown, I took advantage of that.
Yeah, but when I have big space, Tina, we don't have big space. You can't even move here. The moment you move, they tell you, hey, go back to the house.
It's not too big, hey. I try to move around houses to try and see where there's space, then I can try.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing with us, you can't do it. You move, you feel
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, but where were we from yesterday? Yesterday, you were telling me about your first game, ne? Then we spoke about your
Yeah,
first game. But the
yes.
second game now I wanted to talk to you about was during the All Africa games. You played against Nigeria, and apparently you came in as a sub also in that game. You were not ready, or I don't know what happened, and apparently God was wearing your boots or something like that.
You really went and digged up, ne?
I always do my research. I always do my research.
Oh boy, you are taking me to 2007. I think we were
Yeah.
in Algeria. Yes, All Africa
Mm,
Games in Algeria. Yeah, look,
mm,
man, um, that game, we drew 2-2 at the end of the game. We arrived in Algeria. Traveling to North Africa is not easy. We got to Algeria, I think, up at 3:30 a.m. Maybe around 4, we only managed to get into bed. And you must know you haven't unpacked things and all of that because you're traveling with a big team. So yeah, I woke up in the morning. Kaloku yayazi ba all the sporting codes are there. You are rushing to
yeah.
go get breakfast and all of that. Now you are seeing these big Cameroonians, Nigerians. You are rushing for food. Nje. It was something else. Those All Africa games are really mind testing.
Mm.
But 3:30 we were on the field playing Nigeria. Mina ngiyayazi Nigeria ngihlala ngizwe itori yabophusha basho ukuthi hey ngabo Stellambasho naphaya hey ziyagijima leza zinto leza hey ziyabuya. It's like now they build up nerves for you when you're on the bench like as long as it's benchini mina ngifuna ukugijimisa so shaywa 5 musla because the story has always been Nigeria has always beaten us, and with big
Mm.
margins. Get on the field. Warm-up laphana starting line-up ucoach uyasisho abangena bayadlala eground. Sisihlalele siyazixoxela as usual. Lezi zidla ama-ice ebhenchini. Sizibambela ama-ice siyazixoxela sibheke igame. Yo, eleya ngiyagijima. But at the same time you're looking at the game. I'm not even thinking I could come on. Janine gets injured and I'm not even wearing my shinga. Janine gets injured. Coach looks at me. He's like, get on the field. I looked at him like, Coach, I thought maybe he was talking to someone else. Like, get on the field. Like, ngabopha amakhokha, ngathi shin cut, ngalungisa around him. Listen, you know, the biggest thing that came to my mind was that, God, today you'll wear my size 4. When you cop size 4. Leso skirt. Ngathi cop I am. Size 4 yami ngathi, God, today you'll wear my shoe size. Asingene sense, asingene sibangene. You know, the names were there, but as soon as I got onto that field, angazitshela ngathi lo ngeke angishiye. When they were running, I was there, matching pace. Kicking, I was like, I fought. Coming on as a sub, imagine coming on as a sub and you get a player of the match. And for me, it was mind-blogging because dlala in Nigeria, come on, dlala in Nigeria. You know, ibhola nilithinta leso sikhathi banilithinta banigijimisa abaniko. For me, it was like I've played my best game in my entire career. Though it's still young, it's still starting, but I've played my best game against the best team in Africa. Stop me. I think that was a confidence booster for me because my teammates were like, yo. Shoda, besingazi ukuthi ugijima kanje. Ngishane isicathulo lalela mina bengikuhlanganisa namabhodi. If uza nezinto lokudribula bengikuhlanganisa namabhodi, mawugijima uthi asambe bengiba uCaster Semenya ngithi asiye. Ngokubamba ngeface. You know. So yeah, that game will always be memorable for me because I knew God was alive, but I didn't know He would walk with me that much, that far on the field. You know, angasho ngathi hayi uNkulunkulu shuthi unayo size 4 unayo lapha ekhabetheni lakho uthi ngizoyishaya size 4 asambeni. You know, so yeah, it was incredible.
And it must have been intimidating playing against those guys because most of the time when Koyana played Nigeria, they will always lose and with big margins. And now you guys stepping up and playing a draw to them. Who was the most difficult opponent from Nigeria that you've ever faced?
I think when I played against France, we were in the I forgot the name of the competition, but in Cyprus, the Cyprus Cup, we played France. Yes, we played France. Yo! Ngahlangana nelinye player beligqoka number 12 angilazi negama lakhe. Shanga linye potris. She was playing left wing. Leso sikhathi ngidlala right back. Oh, that girl didn't give me the time of day. Magalibamba tasambe. Albeke lapha nathi pace. Bengibona amapotris wakhe ngiyawakhumula lamapotris ngoba ngangihlala ngisemva kwawo ngogijimisa. If I got there just to touch the ball, I would pat myself on the back and say, well done, shoulder. You know, but she didn't succeed all the time. Though it was hard. Mal phumile ball udlalela ngale overlap overlap lalela uyahlala umlindi ukuthi hey mele i-energy ngireservela lo muntu ukuthi angangishiyi makabamba ibhola i-support play bengishaya kancane bengikhulula ukuthi ngiphase ngikwazi ukucrossa from kude or ngiphase umuntu ngirelax benginga-overlap ngiyazi ukuthi ima-repotris awuyongenelela laphaya, you know. So that game, and we really showed character on that game. We lost that game, but we played really hard. Goalkeeper wethu walimala, and then an infield player. We used to have a player bathi Ulina Musebo. Hey, bekashaya isicathulo bekadlala left back. Bambiza ngoJomo. Bekashaya isicathulo uJomo. Yo. And then she had to be goalkeeper. So and then I moved to left back. Umuntu wamuva nami. Yo.
Uboni weakest link uyakulandela.
Ngathi no, it's alright. Bese ngimshaya ngebhathu. Bekathi makathi ethi thwa. Bengingasameli, bengimthinta nje umgogodla. I had to find ways. Bengimthinta umgogodla kuphela amaliza phezulu ngithi thwa. Ureferee, madam, please. Nasikhathi saka-referee mina, because you have to find a way, you know. And apart from France, I think Equatorial Guinea was also one of the teams that gave us a tough time, especially in 2010 when we hosted the African Cup of Nations. We lost out to them in the semi-finals, but bekunomunye umuntu wathi usalimata laphaya. Yo, Jesu, salimata yo. Hey, usalimata ngamaka ne. And I tried to make sure that Hi, Felice. I'll try to speak in more English. Yes.
Oh, Dad, you know what that is. The Cape Town City centre back, Tarek Phillies.
Yes, yes, I know. I just saw his
Hey,
comment now. I'll try to speak more English. It's just that some of the jokes are not that juicy in English, but I'll try. Um, and that girl she was strong, she was fast, and if you let her, she's gonna score or she's gonna
Mm,
create a goal. And we
mm,
played that match. Remember, I scored an own goal Leo game there. It was a corner for us, and I had stayed back. Hey, captain it wamshiya ngapha left. I had to cross from ka right. Ngize ngapha ngithi ngizoka. Hey, ngamgijimisa. Mangifika eboxini, washaya cross and ngiyazi mangithi ngiyabheka ngapha kunosalimata emva kwami ngathi lela bhola if I don't go to it, lo la emva kwami uzolithola
she's
and
going to
uzogwa.
score.
Hey, that driven ball that is between your knees and your waist.
Eish.
Ayethamaliza ngeshot kanje ngathi ngiphakama ilathi on my thigh, and it went in. I just saw my goalkeeper trying to dive to get it. Phew. I was so devastated. I sat for a few seconds on the ground, and I looked at the bench and I saw Coach O. You say, get up, come, let's go. E crowd, let's go in our stadium. They're like, come on, Banyana. Stood up. I had to go back and play. I did not play third and fourth place because my whole body was sore from running,
Sure.
fighting with Salimata. But yeah, those were the games that made me stronger. I mean, when you were stronger, you were fast. I would say, come, bring it on. I'll show you. Take it to the
Mm.
cleaners. Yeah. So yeah, those are the games that are memorable for me.
Yeah. Okay. You scored an own goal. Okay. My next question was 63 games for Banyana, one goal. Okay, I take it it's two goals now. It's no longer one goal. So you scored two goals in your football career.
Come
No?
on,
So
you guys.
63 games and two goals.
I'm more proud of that one goal. That one goal, we were playing Ghana, also in the All Africa Games. So our group was tough. We had Ghana, we had Nigeria. It was not easy, you know.
Yeah.
I started out playing at the back, and then tactical coach, what should he go to left wing, and then someone else came on. So we changed things around. So I went to left wing. Mamelo Makabane was there. She went wide. She brought in a cross. I just bulldozed past defender. I was coming from left wing. I bulldozed, went in there. Hey, I jumped. Oh, shot in Jengam. I jumped high. Goal.
Net.
Lalela, ngakijimi ground long. My teammates could not catch me. I mean, it was my first goal. I was so excited. I ran
Yeah.
and then, yeah, he gave me time. I was still breathing, trying to recover from running, after running the goal. But yeah, I was just that player. Whenever a coach put me anywhere, once you have basics, you just excel wherever you are.
Mm. And now, why retire at the age of 27? What made you take that decision? You could have played maybe until you're 30, and then yeah. But why 27?
A harsh reality with women's football, especially in South Africa, is that passion doesn't pay the bills. I had to understand that reality and make sure that I take care of me. In 2011, I was out of the team. I remember I played my first game of Olympic qualifiers against Zambia, in Zambia. And when we came back to South Africa, I got injured. We were in KZN. I didn't even play that second leg. And from there, I was out of the team. Gutiganjani, why? I don't know. I was out of the team. And then I said, let me finish my degree because I was doing my final year at the University of Pretoria. I said, let me finish my degree, focus on other things that I wanted to do. I took my drawing board and I said, what do I want to do? Finish my degree, get my coaching badges, because I've always been passionate about coaching. I did that and focused on that, get my degree. And then I was still playing Gangan and Lesoskata. I was angry for a while and I didn't want to play soccer anymore. Fast track to 2012, I started coaching attacks as a player coach. And then 2013, I went to I did my KFB license in 2012, actually. And then in 2013, I went to the Netherlands and I did my KFB, my UEFA B license. And when I came back, I still continued coaching at Tux. So it became my livelihood. I was coaching full time because I was done with studying. I was coaching full time and I said, okay, I'm just gonna focus on this and not play anymore. So the players that I was coaching at Tux, they were like, no, coach, you can still play and coach at the same time, you know. So I was like, okay, but they picked games for me. I only played hard games
Okay.
with them. I only played hard games whenever we played Super Falcons or we played Sundowns. I played against those
Okay.
teams. Everyone else was fine. I was coaching. And then in 2014, I remember Vera Bao came to South Africa, and then she had a meeting with most of the female coaches to say, bring them over to see who she can take to be a coach. I went in there as a coach. I had my coaching book and all of that, you know. And she asked me a question. She said, do you still want to play or do you want to coach?
Okay.
There was a pen and soccer boots, and I picked soccer boots. I said, let me play again, you know.
Mm.
Why? It was because I wanted to retire at my own time, my own terms. I had a score to settle because in 2011 I was out of the team. I didn't know why. All these years, there was something that was still there for me, you know. I went back, I played. Then we went to the African Women Championships in Namibia. We didn't qualify for the World Cup. We lost out in the semifinals against Nigeria. I came back, continued, because I had a job at Tux. I was coaching the first team. And then I said, you know what? If I continue playing, will I still be able to have a solid income? Will I still be able to grow in the career choice that I picked? You know, how will I prosper? And I realized right now the odds are not that good for me. We didn't qualify for the World Cup. It's not promising for me to go. I have my mom who wasn't working, and I had also bills to pay. I had to pay back the money for university. So I said I wasn't making enough money with playing just at Banyana, and it was not stable. So I decided, you know what? Let me call it quits. I'm picking up my pen again, and my boots will only be for coaching now. I won't be running around. And then I made a full contract between me and football in terms of playing. And I said, I'm really packing my boots and I'm never going to be on the field to say I'm competing to play Banyana and all of that. If anything, it will be social. And that day, I made a conscious decision, and that was the best decision, because as a coach, once you transition and really go to a level of coaching, you need to make sure that you really entirely stop playing, then you focus on coaching full time. So that's why I stopped at that age, and I said, passion doesn't pay the bills. Let me pick what will really keep my belly full.
Yeah. Speaking about patient doesn't pay the bills, I want to know, as a coach now, how difficult is it to motivate the young girls coming through the system to play the game of football? Because you know that I might make an example with a soccer player, a male footballer, and a female. They're the same age, they're from the same kasi, but then 2, 3 years down the line, the male footballer buys a house, buys a GTI and everything, but then on the other side, there's nothing to show that they're playing football. How difficult is it to motivate someone?
Listen, it's extremely difficult, you know, because even if you are to tell your story and say you can be like me or you can be better than me, sometimes what is there to show? You know, I never went overseas. Yes,
Mm,
I played for Banyana Banyana. You know, how much money did I make playing there? You know, what do I have to show much for it? You know, and most of it comes from going to school, because if I didn't get my degree and go into coaching, I wouldn't have the things I have. I wouldn't be able to say, let me buy my mother a house. You know,
mm,
if you're lucky enough and you're playing at Banyana and you are there longer, you are getting camps, you know, you are winning games, you are going overseas. mean, I look at the girls now that they're able to go overseas. It's easy, you know, to say to a young girl, you can be like Linda Mutlalo, you can be like Tembi Khatana. They're overseas, they're getting paid for what they do, because in South Africa, it's not the same. And I think if you start them at an early age, you find them early, it's easy to build the passion there. Then they make a decision for themselves. Ours is to keep them motivated by seeing them what more benefits are there for them health-wise. They get to socially grow. They get to opportunities of saying, while you play soccer, you can get a bursary, go study and play for free. Because we know, coming from our Black community, it's not easy for parents to say, let me take my child to varsity, let me take her to school. Some have an opportunity to be at an academy. It's not that easy. So you always try to show them real stories and tell them the truth. It's not easy, and it's not wise for us to lie and say, no, you're going to go overseas, it's going to be easy. Yes, we can tell them, but we have to be real to them to say, if you don't put in the hard work and you don't let your hard work meet opportunity, it's not easy, you're not going to succeed. And we have to tell them also that sometimes you might be there playing, you might not be a professional footballer, but there's so much that you can do within football. Because I think I learned everything with the ball on my feet before playing at Banyana. And while I played at Banyana, the journey still continued. You know, the people you meet, the reports that you you build with people, with brands, you know, at least now the game is growing. It's a bit easier to show them. You look at Abo Amanda Dlamini, you say, look at that, Abo Janine Van Veek, you know, most of the Banyana players that you see now, they are brands. And it's easy now, easier. We are not there yet. It's easier now to show them and say, look at Linda at 18, at
Yeah. And the other thing you said, you spoke about studies. You know? You spoke about studies, and I think if we look at the ratio, can you hear me, Coach?
yes.
If I look at the ratio from my experiences, I think I've seen a lot of female footballers take the route of playing, going to university, playing Sasu, then play Banyana. You understand? So how important is it for them to understand that education plays a key, even though the money is not coming in yet? If you want to play football, make sure that you go and study. We've seen guys like Amokhalan Mutau, Nelly Mababolo, the Peskins. They went overseas to study. Your Jermaines, they went to study overseas because of football. How important is it?
It is extremely important. And once we get that idea into our girls, it will help them see a bigger spectrum and understand a bigger spectrum of things. You know, it's not that you are guaranteed you will be successful because, you know, the unemployment rate is out there and it's really killing us. Now we have this pandemic, people are losing jobs, a lot of opportunities are being restricted. But the most important thing is for you to be real with them, to say, if you know how to read and write, understand that contract that you will get one day, it's a step in the right direction. You know, you might be great at playing football, but the opportunities might not come on time while you are still younger and all of that. What then? You know, education is something nobody can take away from you. You can get your degree packet, you can go back to it. You can break a leg, miss opportunity. You can't regain that time. That is the difference, you know. And I think it's important for us to show them that gender equality is a real thing, and it's still very unequal between men and women. Opportunities are not as accessible for women, so we try to help them cover so many bases to say, if you have an education and you're also playing sports, at least you've got two weapons compared to just one, you know. And it's very important also to let them see the bigger spectrum of things. And hard work is always key, to say to them, if you don't work really hard, you're not going to get into it. Now, at least we have an opportunity to send girls overseas to go and study in America and all of that. It's great. Somebody said, but why take them to America if we have universities and all of that? The level is not the same, you know, from South Africa and over. We need to be real about that. If you are able to study in South Africa and get that, kudos. It's still good for you, you know, because opportunities sometimes you don't have access to them, and it's not easy for you to get to the level where you want to, but we always reiterate to them to say they need to go together. I mean, in my under 17 team, they know when you come to camp, that call-up letter says to you, you must have your school books. We check. You must have school books, your soccer boots are there, because that's the tool. I'd rather
Yeah.
have you empowered both ways instead of you just holding on to one way. You might not be the smartest, but you need to get a base right. You need to get your education right while you're part of football.
Yeah, and the other thing is there's the SAFA National Women's League that's going on, of which I think it's going at the right direction, but the pace that it's going, it's very slow. What do you think needs to be done more to, not to say fast track, but make it to be at a level whereby we know we see all the teams that are playing there, they've got quality, there's backing financially and stuff like that.
I think it has to start with coaching. The people that are there coaching these girls need to be quality coaches. They need to be knowledgeable, because it will help with recruitment of players, slash scouting of good players. And it means that development is going to be good, because that person will have a bigger picture of things to say, I need to have under 20, I need to have under 17, I need to have under 15, so that there's a conveyor belt going on, so that they always have quality in the club. But all of that needs funding. It needs a structure. It needs people with vision, and it needs consistent plowing into that club. If those things are done right, it might not be that you have an academy, but it might be that instead of these girls coming once or twice a week,
Okay.
are taken care of and they're reinforced. Accountability. Right. If there's money involved, it needs to be recorded. There needs to be accountability. If there's resources there, your equipment, your accessibility to soccer fields and all of that, the quality will be better. I mean, if udlale Bukwini the whole week, 3 months, 5 months, it's not the same. So if you've got quality motivation from onset, it becomes easier. So I think all of those things are things that need to be looked at, because if you are, they say practice makes perfect. Good practice makes perfect, because unga practice ukushaya ikhona ngombonzi, uyoba perfect ngokushaya ikhona ngombonzi, but is it the right way? So that is something that we need to make sure we understand. So I think people that are down there, they need to be supported fully. If that club has different divisions in there, there's going to be quality players coming up. You won't see the quality players going to one club, then only one club is strong. But you will see different provinces having quality teams, having quality players, and consistently. Because in the under-17s, some of these players are good, but they are not national team material, because they are not training consistently, and it's not quality coaching that they're getting from down there. So by the time the product must be on TV in the women's league, it might not be as quality as we'd love it to be, because from down there it was not groomed properly. We don't have enough academies as well. If we could have more academies, good academies where girls are put in those spaces. I mean, an academy, sometimes it does not mean having those four walls where the girls are there going to school together and all of that. It's ideal, but it can be the girls are coming in out players, where they come in, they train either in the mornings, in the afternoons, that they are in their different schools and stuff like that. You start somewhere. So I think even the Ministry of Sport needs to look at how can we have focus sports schools or focus clubs that can be held accountable, but supported at the same time, to make sure that these programs are continuous and they become a legacy. Then the product of women's football will be of higher standard, because you'll see it in the women's league, in the Sasol league, in the ABSA league. You will see it in the national league, and eventually Banyana's level will go further up, because even when they have a chance to go overseas, they would have gone through the different stages, because some of the players that we see in the National League now, if you can take them overseas, they won't survive because they've lost out on development processes, they've jumped stages, and when is at a level of even go to building that brand and all of that, make sure you've got a quality product, because you can't market a product that's not quality. So there's a lot that still needs to be out there, but since we have the National League and we know what's required, we can go back to the drawing board and see where can we not plaster over lama cracks, no, but we have to see where the scratches, where the cracks can singawavala kahle or singaluyisa lelo bonda siqale kabusha.
Yeah. And also I think brands need this. They need to start coming in, investing in women's football, because the ladies have gone to the World Cup, they've gone to the Olympics and stuff like that, and we've also had like players winning African Player of the Year, which is something. So if they were to invest back into the game when it comes to ladies football, I think that will be something else. And media also, there needs to be exposure, because there's less exposure going into women's football. You understand? Because every time there's a game, we only hear about it at a later stage that there's a game that's being played, I think. So if the media can also play its role in ensuring that people out there know about the game of football that is being played on the ladies' side of it. And one thing I also want to ask you, how important is it for the Premier Soccer League to have the teams that are playing in the PSL to have ladies teams? How important is that? Maybe if they have their teams and then let's say other teams are playing, they play as curtain raisers so that there's structures in place.
Look, I'm taking it back to rules that were there before, to say when you're a professional league, you must have an under 19, under 17, under 15 team that's happening. And the next thing must have been, you must have a women's team, and not just to tick a box, but it must be well run with structure. And all of that speaks to funding. It speaks to consistent money being plowed back in there. It would be incredible, Dumza, to be honest with you, if all 16 teams in the league, PSL had women teams, because they wouldn't just tick a box. They would take care of that brand. They would make sure that there's development structures that I was talking about. There was going to be a long-term athlete triad where they look at starting from up down there, taking it up. They would make sure that product becomes quality. It would fast track our football so much. You look at the EPL, I mean, your Arsenal are there, Brighton, Man City, you go to Spain, Barcelona now won the league. You look at Barcelona is there, Real Madrid, they are there, and it tells you that the game is moving forward. At the national team, because right now in South Africa you get quality coaching and better. Some clubs have quality coaching, but it's not as consistent, but when you get up there in your club where it's professional, it's when you are in the national team, because you are used to this, it's just a level higher, but you are used to that. So I think it would improve and take our football to the next level if all 16 teams had women's teams, and make sure that it's good structures that are there, because then it will filter to NFD, it will be easy to have competitions, it will be easy for young girls to play, because there'll be exposure. If a 7-year-old sees girls playing football, angeke kusaba nama-nickname wabo Messi bathi intombazane uMessi, no, intombazane yoba uKgatlana uyozibiza ngoKgatlana, uyozibiza ngoMutlala, uyozibiza ngosiyopesenwe, uyozibiza ngoVan Wyk, because abantu ahlala babona every week, uyozibiza ngabodlamini, ngabodludlu. My time has passed, but you know what I mean. So all of that can be possible, but if as a South Africa football, not men's or women's football, comes together and say, how can we better this product, it will take us to the next level. It will improve our economy as well, because it means men will be coming to watch women play football, but most importantly, women will be coming to watch women play football, because we can't sell the product to a different gender, opposite gender, when we as the same gender don't support the same product. That is another thing that is not helping our women's football grow further, is because also women are not investing enough in the same sport where the women are trying so hard to grow that brand.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember I had a chat with Koyana, the ref.
Yes.
She said something that took me somewhere in terms of my thinking when she said in sports that we need to stop with this thing of classification and say this is women's football, this is men's football and stuff. Football is football. Doesn't matter who plays it. At the end of the day, it's football. So the more we move away from that notion of saying this is women's football, this is men's football, that's where everything will start going the right direction. Because if now when you tell Domza, you say, Domza, there's a ladies match that's playing there. Domza's gonna be like, Eish Konji. But if you tell Domza, Eish, there's a game that's playing, Domza will wanna go watch the game. So I think what she said made sense to me, that let's stop with this classification of things and say this is that, this is that. It's football at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who's playing, where it's played. If you love football, go and watch football. You understand? Now I have 5 quick questions for you before I let you go. Ne? Can you hear me, Coach? Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I have 5 quick questions before I let you go, so you can go and
Yes.
rest. Naughtiest player that you've ever played with?
Naughtiest player.
Hmm.
Yo. Just hold on a second. I'm trying to get my battery up again. Laptop.
Yeah.
Best player that I've ever played with, Ubanje. I can't remember. Ulebu Ramalepe is naughty.
Okay.
Yes, Lebu Ramalepe is naughty. Lebu Ramalepe is naughty. I remember Coach Vera used to say to her, "You must not dribble." Yazu lebatin. Arawa. Coach kito moncha. Kasi motor ngas dribble. Kito and she used to do her own things, you know, but best thing is that she will still deliver. That was Lebu for you.
Yeah.
She will still deliver. Yeah, Lebu Ramalepe, I would say she was the naughtiest player I played with. She was just doing her own thing, Makfuna Yena, you know, but yeah, I think it's Lebu Ramalepe.
She's one of my favorites in that Banyana team. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She's got energy for days. Never seen someone run up and down like that. Jo. And she's hard. For someone that is a tiny body, she's hard.
We used to make deals, me and her, in 2014. She used to say, Rumi, koraluka half a week, half a gaspeti gave me, or beyond Kirishap. And I would do the same thing. But that speaks to camaraderie. It speaks to relationships in a team.
Okay. Best coach who's ever coached you?
Best coach who's ever coached me, I would say Cheryl Botes, who is now actually my colleague, and I'm her assistant coach in the at the academy, the Safa Academy. She is the best coach that has ever coached me, because I think I became who I am because of how she used to be so hard on us. You know, she took us to another level in terms of football. She demanded more. She demanded excellence from us. We would drive her crazy, but she never gave up on us. She taught me so much. drive ibolo. I mean, most elokishini was drive ibolo and all of that. And she's so knowledgeable about the game. Even now, working with her, I learn so much. And I think she's the reason that I went into coaching, to be quite honest with you, because I looked at her and I admired her and I said, I want to change lives just like she's doing. I want to give quality coaching to girls out there in football, just like how she's doing, because look at where it has taken me. So I want to do the same thing that I've received from her.
Okay. Favorite team? Team you support?
I don't have a favorite team, but
I forgot. You can't mention your favorite team because
no. That's not the reason. But inhliziyo yami ibabuhlungu iBarcelona mayidliwa. Yo, like ngifuna nokukhala inhliziyo yami ibabuhlungu iBarcelona mayidliwa ngiyakwata ukuthi. So I guess that is my favorite team.
Okay. Best player you've ever seen in your footballing career or your coaching career?
Male or female?
We said we will classify.
Okay,
remember
we
we
are
said
not
we will
classifying.
classify. Yeah, we will classify.
All right. I think I've got two. Linda Mutlalo. I have never seen such magic. I have never seen such magic from a girl. Ukushanga first touch. Unamehlo unama-satellite yonke indawo. Umkapa ngoba maybe umkape ngoba vele wena uzimisela ukuthi ufuna ukumkapa. She will see you coming from miles, akujabule from far. She's got such vision. I enjoyed coaching her, and I also enjoyed playing with her a bit. You know, Linda Mutlalo will always be my favorite player, and I've got a few more players that are coming behind her that also tick a box for me that are girls. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be biased a bit, but Linda Mutlalo has always been. Now I look at it and I'm like, what? There's a girl that can play like this, you know? And if I maybe stretch my list a bit, Uposha Mdise is also another player that I've never seen even some of the guys play like she used to. Lalela. Encyclopedia, yeah.
She's a legend.
I've played against her, I've played with her, I've played Upashin, like she also got the best out of me because she wants excellence. And as listening, when you find such a talented player, they are lazy, they don't want to put in the work. Uposha would put in the work, she would work, she would give you everything you would want from a player, you know. So yeah, those are my two ultimate favorite players.
Okay. Select your five aside. Okay, I'm gonna select my five aside. You select your five aside. I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Andy Lamine, Mamelo, Colosa, Fifi, and who do I choose? Linda or Tembi? I'd go with Tembi. I'm leaving Linda for you.
So you're give me again. I heard Linda. I heard Tembi.
Tembi, Fifi.
Yes.
Mamelo.
Yes.
Colosa.
Yes.
And Andile is my keeper.
Can't why you okay, that's fine.
That's my five.
Okay. In my five-a-side, I would have Kaylin as my goalkeeper.
Okay.
I would have Portia in my team. I would have Amanda Lamini in my team. I would have Linda Mushalo in my team. I would have Karabo Dlamini in my team.
Experience and youth.
And I've got all the positions.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna make one change in my team.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out Linda, put in Chelsea Daniels, so she can score goals for me.
Okay, that's fine.
That's my top striker. That's my top striker.
It's fine. If I side ahead cool, so you can have it. It's fine.
I think she's one of the future. No, I'm saying this because I've had time. I also trained with her and the two twins, Nokolo and forgot the other one, the Kasani twins. It's not called the Kasani twins at UWC. I trained with them normally when they're doing that. When Tina is doing their training drills, when I was there, I would go like, I've got my boots. I just want to do something. I'm lazy, and I picked up that Chelsea is a striker for the future.
Yeah.
She's got everything. She's got everything. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. And she's in your good hands. And hopefully, the next 2 or 3 years, she'll be banging goals for Banyana, getting a move overseas. Yeah. But coach, thank you for your time. I told you, I'm not going to unless Alex won. I'm not gonna win. But yeah, thank you for your time. Sharing your stories with me and the guys here. Before I let you go, there was a message here from two guys, but we were still busy. And Love Des says, Dumzo, this is one of the best football analysts in SA. She's top, even being better than male guys. Hey, we don't classify, yeah. You were okay when you say she's the top football analyst. We don't classify. That's the only way to move forward.
It won't go to my head. I take the compliment, but as much as we don't classify, there's that bar that we have to go above where you are in the male space, can you do better? And my thing is always, there shouldn't be competition, but we should be complementing each other to see the brand going further and learn from them. They've been in the game longer, so we want to learn from them and be better as well. And Dooms, I really must say, it's always an honor and a pleasure to be able to tell our stories, and get people that really get the best out of us. Because sometimes question but when we are able to tell our tales in such a setup, it makes us, it grows the passion even more, because I'm looking at myself, I'm telling my tale, and I'm saying, hey, I've come a long way, and there's still another journey to go forward to. And this is how young ones also get to know, because sometimes mom jela 1v1 coach young shaya, but if they get to hear these stories in different platforms, they see we are being real with them, so if we find ways to encourage them, empower them, motivate them, I mean, we should inspire before we aspire to inspire before we expire, so yeah, thank you for the platform, really.
You know me and you know most being charming, so there's no stress there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will be able to do stuff like this going into the future, where we have these type of sessions, like the conversation we had before. So I think it's quite important if we have more of these type of stories out there. The young ones can watch them and be inspired. And also for me, the fact that I do this type of chat, it's basically to inspire one person. Doesn't have to be 100 people. If I have 2 people watching and one person gets inspired from what you were saying on your side, for me, my job is done. You understand? And it was a pleasure also. Mandla Nduna.
uqalile. Yeah.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sharp, sharp.